Today isn't about a dry technical analysis. No, this is an urgent warning. A warning that concerns us all because it's about a danger that is literally on our highways every day. Imagine the following. Thursday morning around 8 a.m., a Slovenian highway. Everything is as usual, morning traffic is rolling, people are on their way to work. And then, out of nowhere, it happens. A fuel tanker. And we're talking here about a rolling bomb loaded with 30,000 liters of highly flammable fuel. This truck begins to skid, flips over, slides across the asphalt, and crashes into another vehicle. In such a moment, everyone holds their breath. You know exactly. A single spark is all it takes now to turn this into an absolute hell. So right at this point, we need to take a step back. Because what happened there wasn't just some local accident. No, that was a wake-up call, a warning for all of us. You see, the biggest mistake would be to dismiss this as a Slovenian problem. It's not. Such trucks are on the road every day, on our highways in Germany, France, Italy, across all of Europe. This danger truly knows no borders. Okay, to really understand this, let's play a little thought game. Let's imagine two different worlds, two realities. We compare what actually happened with what could have been. So what if we could turn back the clock, just for a moment? Everything is the same highway, the same driver, the same fatal mistake, but we change one single tiny thing. Let's look at reality A, what actually happened. The tank ruptures, 30,000 liters of fuel pour onto the road and ignite, a massive inferno. The driver of the van had no chance, an absolute tragedy. And now we rewind and look at reality B. The truck is equipped with eXess technology. The accident still happens, yes, but now comes the difference. The tank deforms, it gets a dent, but it holds tight. The fuel stays inside. No fire, no explosion. The driver is injured, sure, but he survives. The catastrophe is averted. And this right here hits the nail on the head. This isn't just some technical detail. This is the difference between an obituary in the newspaper and a police report about a rescue, between a destroyed family and one that can breathe a sigh of relief. Okay, but how is that even possible? How does it work? That brings us to the heart of the matter, the logic of prevention. It's basically about stopping a fatal chain reaction before it even really starts. The decisive factor can be expressed in a number. 30 to 50%. This eXess technology increases the resistance of the tank by that much. That might sound abstract at first, but it's a quantum leap. It's exactly the buffer that absorbs the impact energy at the crucial moment and makes the difference between life and death. What's fascinating is truly this logic. Imagine it like a row of dominoes. The first zone is the impact. The next would be tank ruptures, then fuel leaks out, fire, catastrophe. eXess is basically a stopper placed between the first and second stones. The impact happens, yes, but the energy is absorbed. The tank remains intact, the fuel stays in, and the remaining dominoes, they simply don't fall over. The chain is broken. End of story. And that forces us to think about the cause of the accident in a completely different way. Is the cause really just the driver's error? Or is it not also the fact that available safety technology was not used? A very decisive part even. But what's the use of all this knowledge if nothing happens? Absolutely nothing. That's why we must now move from talking to acting. And there's a very clear message to the people sitting at the levers of power. First, to politics, to the EU. This accident was no mishap. It was proof of a massive safety gap in your regulations. And the option of simply waiting for the next catastrophe doesn't exist. It is your duty to revise the rules for dangerous goods transport and make life-saving technologies mandatory. Immediately. Every week you wait can cost a human life. And then the other side. The industry leaders, the freight forwarders, the fleet managers. Stop seeing safety as a cost factor. It's the best insurance you can take out for your company. Think about it. A single accident of this kind and your company is finished financially and reputationally. Acting proactively doesn't just save lives, it protects your business, your balance sheets, your future. Be the ones who lead the way instead of having to react to a tragedy later. So, all this leads us now to a final point. At the end of the day, everything boils down to one single, very simple question. So, what do we take away? First, the accident in Slovenia is a warning for all of us in Europe. Second, technology gives us a choice between avoidable catastrophe and active prevention. And third, and this is the most important, enough with the reports and analyses. It's time to act. And that leads us to the one question that really counts. It's not about whether we can afford this safety. The actual, much more honest question is, can we really afford to do without it?